today's video, I'm going to be talking about why it's important to visualize your goals. Now, if you're new, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video, and let's get right into it. But before we get into it, y'all, I have to shut the door really fast, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, so today's video, I'm going to be talking about why it's important to visualize your goals. Now, a lot of us have big goals and stuff, and a lot of us, may may dream of being in a nice house or in a nice car or riding first class on an airplane. But I'm just here to tell you guys that visualization will give you that the imagery of what your goals will look like. So, whenever you achieve your goal, what do you want to be doing? What places do you want to be? What state do you want to live in? Like, I've even gotten that specific when I've, try to visualize on my goals. Like, for me, some of my goals have been to win a trading competition. Another one is to live in Miami. I'm currently in the upper, I'm in like the mid East Coast, but I really dream of like living in Miami one day and, and having a nice car or a nice Cadillac, you know, nice sports car Cadillac. And that's just one of my dreams. And I actually visualize myself like driving in the car, sitting in the leather seats, playing some nice music that I like, or listening to a nice podcast, uh, driving to a condo and things like that. Like, I'm imagining my success. I'm gonna be turning on the TV, watching what I want to watch, and having going out to eat, cooking dinners for myself, and things like that. So, really, y'all, like, you gotta visualize, or at least it helps to visualize what your goals can be, or what your goals, or what you would like your goals to be. Some people it may be $1 million. I think that's one of my goals too, to reach. At least one of my milestones is I want to reach at least $1 million in my lifetime. $1 million net worth in my lifetime, and I think that's a pretty hefty goal. I think it's a pretty big goal, and it's gonna be hard to accomplish, but it's not impossible. And based on the profession that I'm doing, I know that I'm bound to reach that goal because my profession, in my professional work, like, I'm a trader, and a lot of traders in the trading profession become millionaires. So I'm like, you know what? I want to become a millionaire by doing trading or working in finance or something like that. And honestly, y'all, like, it really helps to have big goals. And when you have big goals, you aim higher. And one thing that I noticed, one day I was just looking at some apartments that I would like to live in one day. I was looking on apartments.com and different sites. And I was just searching around apartments one day. And I remember I was looking at this apartment, and it was an apartment complex, and it was located in Baltimore, Maryland. And I noticed that one of the requirements for to stay and to rent a place in Baltimore, Maryland was you had to have a maximum income of like 58,000. Let me say that again. One of the complexes that I looked at in Baltimore, Maryland, have required you to make a maximum, not a minimum, a maximum of $58,000 a year. So imagine if somebody wants to start up their own business and they start making 100 grand a year. they can't stay at that place all because of their income. And I think what that does is it encourages renters to think small, right? It encourages renters to, not go for their greatness and not go for their dreams. But when you go into like a condo, if you live in a condo or even a nice house, then you're like, oh man, I can make anything that I want. There's no restriction on how much money I can make. Now, there's a minimum amount, but there's not a maximum amount. And that's what I'm here to tell you guys is don't limit yourself, right? I think that's the importance of having goals is so that you push past your limits. Let me say that again. You want to set goals to push past your limits. And I'm not saying everyone's goal is to be a millionaire. And, you don't have to be a millionaire if you don't want to be. But for me, and maybe some other people that, want a good lifestyle or they want to live in luxury, it requires you to be rich. Luxury is expensive. Let me say that again. Luxury is expensive. So, honestly, guys, like, that's what it takes to live in luxury. And I see one person came in, but that's what it takes to live in luxury is for you to dream big. Dream big. If it requires going to other places, if it requires going to an open house for real estate, if it requires just renting out a Lamborghini for one day. And one time I've heard that you can rent out a Lamborghini for $2,000 for one day. Now, for a lot of people, that's a lot of money for a car. But I say for one day just to test it out, I think it'll be worth it. And you're like, okay, this is how Lamborghini rides. You just have to rent it out for one day and see how it is. Now, like I said, lots of people are not willing to make that sort of investment, but that opens your mind up. Whenever you drop two bands on a rental for a day, a lot of people might say that's dumb, but then you're like, like I really like this car. How can you're gonna do anything to get in that position again? You know, like some people may have been in luxury cars and may have grown up with luxury cars. When they get older, that's all they'll really know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they can't scale back, but it's like once you've been accustomed to something for a while, it's almost no going back. Like if you've been driving Lamborghinis all your life or you've even been driving in Cadillacs all your life, there's no going back. When you sit in another car and it doesn't have those leather seats, it kind of messes up your brain a little bit. I'm not saying you can't get used to it because you do what you got to do to survive, but it's like your preference is going to be like, where's the leather seats at? You know what I mean? Where's this at? Where's that at? Where's the nice house at? You know what I mean? Like your standards are going to be a lot different. So I'm encouraging you guys to, if you can, if you're in like the shortest moment in your life, or if you're in like the bottom, if you're at the lowest point in your life, I mean, increase your standards. And I think that helps you to get more out of life. If you increase your standards, if you increase, okay, I'm not going to accept just $58,000 a year. I want to aim for $10 million a year. For a start, I may even want to just aim for $100,000 a year. And then I'll be straight, you know? And for some people, 100,000 is good. Others, they may want to be like, okay, 100,000, I feel comfortable in this area. Maybe I want to strive for 1 million. Maybe I want to strive for 2.5 million. So I'm just here to tell y'all that when you increase your standards, I think your life gets better. Maybe not right away, but as you go along with life, when you increase your standards, your life gets better. When you want more out of life, your life gets a whole lot better, guys. And I just want to say that. And I'm just here to tell you guys to dream big, no matter what your dreams may look like. It may be living in a condo in Miami. It may be going to LA for a day. It may be going to Dubai for a day. You gotta dream big in order to make things happen. And for me, working with prop firms, I remember back in 2021, it was only a dream for me. I'm like, man, I wish, I want to be able to work for a company one day. I want to be able to trade for a company one day. That looks really cool. And guess what? About 2.5 years or 2 years later, I'm doing what I dreamed about doing. I've worked with four prop firms already, guys, and I'm actually doing what I dreamed about doing a few years ago, about since 2021, so this is about 2 years ago. I'm actually doing my dream. And another dream that I had was, inspiring people all across the world. So that was one of my dreams back in like 2016. And now in 2023, I have 500 subscribers and I'm able to do a live chat video. So that tells you right there, like, wow, I achieved my dream of inspiring people all across the world. Like that was my like dream, and I'm doing it maybe not at a big scale, but at a small scale. I accomplished my goal. I reached my goal. And I want you guys to be like that, where you have that vision and you say, man, I want $1 million. I want $10 million. I may even want $1 billion. But what do I have to do in order to get to those places? Excuse me, y'all. Like, what is the work that is required for me to get to those places? And I'm not saying that money is everything, but when you look at big numbers like that, or when you look at nice cars, or even when you stay in nice cars, your standards for yourself and increase. So if you expect your car to have leather seats, you're going to do whatever it takes to get a car with leather seats, you know? And that's just what it is. You got to increase your standards. And I think one of my favorite YouTubers named Brandon Carter, he said, in order to achieve success, you need to increase your standards. Let me say that again. In order to achieve success, you need to increase your standards. So, a lot of times people live in poverty because they settle for it. Now, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but a lot of times you don't have any money because your standards are low. You know what I mean? You're not dreaming big enough. You're not doing enough things. And, you know, it's really all on you. Yes, you may not have caused that situation, but it's your responsibility. And I think that's something Aaron Clarey had said. I don't know if you guys know Aaron Clarey, and basically he's like a dating consultant. He's among like the red pill guys and stuff. And some of y'all don't know what red pill is, but look at Aaron Clarey. And his last name is Clarey. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But he said, I forgot what I just said just now, but like, you just gotta increase your standards to live a better life, to want more out of yourself. For me, I remember when I had no money. I had no money. And even now, I'm still not where I want to be. But when I had no money, I'm like, I gotta change this. I don't know if you all heard that last part because the video just paused. But I just remember times where I had no money at all. And I was like, I need to improve my life. I don't like the position that I'm in right now. I don't like my living situation. What can I do to change? What do I need to learn in order to change? And see, that's what I did back in like 2021, even 2019 is when I really first started learning about business. And I think that was a game changer for me. When I first started learning about business, and the tricky part was learning how to make money. That was the hard part for me, but I finally figured it out at age 24 how to make some money in the financial markets. It took me about 5 years just to get my like a really a decent bag. It took me about 5 years, bro. It took me about 5 years to really make some money, and it's because I increased my standards. And because I increased my standards, I saw how many certificates I was getting. I saw how much I was getting recognized on LinkedIn and YouTube and Instagram. Like, I started getting recognition because I was willing to work hard and because my standards for myself is so high. Like for me, I expect myself, since I know about trading, bare minimum, I expect myself to at least earn $1 million in a year. That's my bare minimum. And when you have those high goals like that, you can achieve anything. When you have a bare minimum of $1 million, it's not 100,000, it's not 50,000, it's 100,000. I mean, it's a million. When you have a bare million, excuse me, when you have a bare minimum of earning $1 million in a year, your whole life changes. And I would even say a million isn't even enough. To survive in today's economy, a million may not even be enough. You may need 20 mil. You may need 100 mil or even a billion. And I'm not saying everybody's going to get to that point because lots of people don't. But I believe that there are people that can if they believe in themselves and they work hard. And it may take some decades and years for it to happen. But when you believe in yourself, it can happen for you. It may take a very long time to get to that point. But as long as you got some money for your retirement, I mean, I think you'll be good. And even then, you don't even know when your last day is going to be. So it's like you make this money and then you want to enjoy it, but you got to save some for some retirement. So, I'm just here to tell y'all that it helps when you dream big and you have higher standards for yourself. Higher standards financially, even romantically. There are a lot of people that settle for people that don't deserve them. A lot of people that settle for women or men that cheat on them or talk down on them, even ridicule them in front of other people. But your standards have to increase in order for you to find a better mate. Let me say that again. Your standards have to increase in order for you to find a better mate. Okay? I think that's with anything in life. With food, the quality food that you eat, the car that you drive, the home that you live in, or apartment that you live in. When you set your standards high, it makes a difference in everything. It really does. And when I started setting my standards high, I started achieving a lot more than probably your average person. And I'm not here to say I'm better than people or, I'm not here to brag my accomplishments or none of that. But I'm just here to tell you guys an example of what setting your standards high looks like. I can show y'all my accomplishments right now. And I don't want to do this I don't want to do this out of bragging, but just motivation. So I'm going onto my LinkedIn page right now. And look at this. I want to show y'all like what I achieved. Some of y'all may not believe me, but this is what I achieved. This is one of my posts from um, my very first prop firm interview and very first prop firm evaluation that I successfully passed. It says from losing trader to self-made profitable prop firm funded trader. Best prop firm trader interview. And you see me with the thumbnail and the guy interviewing me. And that was one of my best accomplishments I've ever did. Another one, I achieved another prop firm challenge, and this is my certificate. I know it's backwards, but this is what I achieved. In fact, let me show y'all on my computer. So I don't know if I can flip this over. Yes, I can. So I'm gonna go onto my LinkedIn page right now. So I'm just gonna hold on a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry if my camera's up to my face, but I'm like gonna show y'all like what success which success really looks like, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what success really looks like. All right, so here's my LinkedIn page, followers 289, and you look down below. It's from losing trader to self-made profitable trader, right? Achieve that in 2022. Another certificate, I went to My Forex Funds, and I achieved that in 2022 as well. And that was last year I achieved it. And I got a certificate of achievement. This is my interview that I achieved as well. Also, I currently work with Funded Next. That's the prop firm that I'm currently working with now. This is my first payout that I ever achieved. My very first one was $500. It's not a lot, but it's something, you know? I also have some credentials here. I work with the Funded Trader, and I made some achievements there. I passed the first evaluation phase, and I also passed the second evaluation phase, which I'm showing y'all right now. But that's an example of what is possible when you set your standards high. I'm sorry, y'all. When you set your standards high, guys, that is what you can achieve. You see that whole LinkedIn profile that I just showed y'all. That's because I set my standards so high that I had no choice but to succeed. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta put that fire under your butt and say, I have no choice but to succeed. I have to succeed. I have to pull this off. And guess what? I pulled it off. You know, guys, this was like in 2022 was like my first breakthrough in trading. That's in April 2022, that was my breakthrough in trading. Now, I may have had some ups and downs in that year, but I learned a lot. I worked with different companies and I gained experience, and I learned different systems and different trading techniques and things like that. But I'm just showing y'all like the result of having high standards for yourself and the result of achieving greatness in life. And I'm just showing y'all that I'm a prime example of what greatness looks like. You can see my YouTube page almost at 600 subscribers. May not be a lot for a lot of people, but A lot of people can't do 600 subscribers. A lot of people can't make it to that point. So for me to even make videos consistently, I'm among the top few percent of YouTubers and influencers. So you gotta set your standards high in order to achieve a lot. And the people that achieve a lot have harder lives, guys. Let me say that again. The people that achieve a lot have harder lives. And what I mean by that is the obstacles that they put themselves through is a lot tougher. So if you want to achieve a lot, you got to put yourself through some obstacles. You got to put yourself through some trials and tribulations in order to be one of the best in the world. And I think a lot of people want to be great in life, but you have to put yourself through a lot of pain and a lot of trials and tribulations. And um, I'm not saying to kill yourself, but I'm just saying like put yourself through difficult situations because those situations help you grow. And guys, believe it or not, those certificates did not come easy to me. There are a lot of days where I felt like I wanted to give up. There are a lot of days where one day I remember I couldn't even get up out my bed in the morning. And it was so hard for me because I had I had accrued a loss in my trading, and it was just so bad. And I felt so bad that I just could not get up. But it was hard. But I kept going. And now look at me. I'm working with a firm, Funded Next. And I'm just here to tell you guys when you persevere and it's something it's something you like, anything is possible. And that's just what I'm here to tell you guys is anything is possible when you dream big. And this was only a dream in 2021, and now in 2023, I've achieved all of this. I've achieved all of what I've achieved now. And it's amazing, but I'm just here to tell you guys, dream big to get to your goals and set your standards high. And that's all I really wanted to talk about today on this video. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you're new, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video and hit that notification bell for more of my upcoming videos, guys. And have a great day, everyone. It's Mar the Greatest. Peace.